I noticed her because she was already afraid, not panicked, not crying, not dramatic, afraid in the way people get when they've learned fear is something to be managed quietly. Her body was tense in the wrong places, shoulders pulled in, jaw tight, smile delayed like it needed permission to exist. She laughed when she was supposed to, but her eyes never stopped moving. The man across from her thought he was charming. He leaned in too close, touched her wrist when he laughed. The kind of touch men use to test how much they can take before someone pushes back. She didn't pull away. She froze. That was the difference. People think freezing means consent. It doesn't. It means calculation. It means survival. I finished my drink and stood. Intervention doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be violent. The most effective way to end something is to make it clear, calmly, that it's already over. I stepped in behind her and placed my hand on the small of her back, not grabbing, not groping, just enough pressure to let her know she wasn't alone. "She's not interested," I said. Not to her, to him. He laughed. Men like him always laugh. They think volume is power. I leaned closer, lowering my voice. "Walk away." Something in my tone reached him. He muttered an insult and left. She turned to me, eyes wide, breath uneven, her hands were shaking. "Thank you," she said. I didn't like that she was still shaking. Walking her home felt inevitable, not like a decision, like a correction. She said she was fine. People always say that when they don't want to owe anything, when they're trying to keep themselves small. "It's late," I said. "I'll walk you." She hesitated, then nodded. Good. She kept half a step of distance between us at first. I matched her pace, didn't rush, didn't crowd. When a car passed too close, she drifted toward me without thinking. I let my hand return to her back. She didn't pull away. Her building was modern, glass, steel, key fob entry, secure. She fumbled with her keys. "Text me when you're inside," I said. She looked at me, confused. "I don't have your number." I smiled. "You will." I watched her enter the building. I didn't follow her upstairs. Not yet. Obsession isn't about impulse. It's about patience. I didn't plan to see her again the next morning. I just happened to be there. Same coffee shop. Same time. Same table by the window. She sat with her laptop open, headphones on, but no music playing, armor. She stirred her coffee twice before sipping. Checked the door whenever it opened. I didn't sit with her. I let her see me. When our eyes met, she smiled like this was normal. That was the moment it started to feel permanent. I learned her in fragments, her routine, her habits, the places she lingered and the ones she rushed through, the way her shoulders tightened when someone stood too close, the way she rubbed her thumb against her phone case when she was anxious, the way she relaxed when she saw me, even before she realized she was doing it. I didn't follow her constantly, and that would have been sloppy. I watched from reflections, from across streets, from places where my presence felt coincidental. I learned which routes she avoided and which ones she forced herself to take. I learned which men lingered too long and which ones needed to be corrected. Sometimes that meant stepping in, sometimes it meant removing a problem before she ever noticed it existed. She never knew. That was important. The first time she called me, it was after midnight. I couldn't sleep, she said quietly. "I know," I replied. She didn't ask how. That mattered too. She started texting me when she got home, when she felt uneasy, when something didn't sit right and she couldn't explain why. Relief is addictive. So is safety. Dependence doesn't arrive all at once. It settles in slowly, like gravity. The man from the bar showed up again a week later. I saw him before she did. Watched the way his eyes tracked her, the way his smile sharpened when he recognized her. She stiffened when he spoke. I stepped between them. "She's busy," I said. He scoffed. "Who are you?" I smiled. "Someone who pays attention." Later she asked me how I knew he'd be there. "I worry," I said. She laughed. "You don't have to." I didn't correct her. The night she didn't text me when she got home, I felt it immediately. 10 minutes passed, then 20. I checked the street cameras, the lobby feed. Everything looked normal. Finally, my phone lit up. Sorry, phone died. When she called, I kept my voice calm. Next time, I said, borrow a charger? She apologized. I didn't. She didn't miss texting again. I started waiting near her building more often, not watching constantly, just enough to know who came and went. I recognized her neighbors, the delivery drivers, the men who lingered too long. When one followed her into the lobby, I intervened before she had to. She never found out. I liked it that way. She told me once that the city didn't feel so sharp anymore, that she slept better. That's because you're not alone, I said. She smiled. Well, she tried to pull away eventually. They always do. I think you're everywhere, she said carefully. It's a lot. I nodded, stepped back, gave her space. Silence teaches faster than force. By the third day, she was the one calling. I hate not knowing where you are, she admitted. I opened the door when she showed up at my place. Let her see that there was nothing chaotic here. Everything intentional. Everything controlled. I didn't ask you to stay, she said. You didn't have to, I replied. The truth came slowly after that. Not as a confession, just honesty. The watching, the waiting, the way I paid attention, the way I handled problems before they reached her. She listened. When I finished, she asked one question. Are you going to stop? I answered honestly. No. She didn't run. That was everything. So the difference between captivity and devotion is choice. She chose me. She chooses me every day now. When she texts, when she checks in, when she leans into my presence like it's where she was always meant to stand. I didn't save her from the world. I simply made sure it couldn't take her from me, and she's safer that way. Epilogue. People think stability looks loud. Marriage, announcements, milestones you're supposed to show off so other people can measure you against them. They're wrong. Real stability is silent. It's the way she reaches for her phone without thinking when she leaves a room. The way she pauses at doors, not out of fear, but expectation. The way her body adjusts instinctively to mine, like it's learned the shape of safety and refuses to forget it. She doesn't ask where I am anymore, she already knows. The city changed. We didn't. New buildings went up, old ones came down. The cafe she used to sit in by the window closed and reopened with different chairs, different lighting, different people pretending not to be lonely. She noticed before I told her. We should stop going there, she said one morning, stirring her coffee at home instead. It feels exposed. I smiled. She didn't see it. Good instinct, I said. She still thinks she chose me. That's the part I let her keep. Choice feels better when it's framed as freedom instead of inevitability. I still watch. Of course I do. Cameras got better. Systems got quieter. The world learned how to disappear into data, and I learned how to read it like language. Her routines are different now, safer, smaller, ours. I know the rhythm of her sleep, the cadence of her breathing when she's pretending not to be anxious, the way her fingers tighten around her mug when she's overwhelmed. I correct things before they become problems. I always have. Once, only once, she asked me if I ever get tired of being vigilant. We were lying in bed, city lights flickering through the curtains. She was half asleep, loose with honesty. Doesn't it exhaust you? She murmured. Always watching, always thinking. I considered the question carefully. No, I said. It would exhaust me not to. She hummed softly, satisfied with that answer, and pressed closer to me. Her back fit perfectly against my chest. It always has. Sometimes I think about the man from the bar. Not because he matters, because he was the first crack. If he hadn't touched her wrist, hadn't leaned too close, hadn't mistaken her silence for permission, I might have watched longer, waited, let someone else step in. But he did, and I did, and everything aligned after that. She still flinches sometimes. Old instincts die hard, but now she flinches toward me, not away. Her body seeks the correction before her mind can question it. That's trust. That's training too. But she doesn't need to know the difference. We don't talk about forever. We don't need to. Forever is built into the way I check the locks at night, into the way I memorize the faces of people who pay her too much attention, into the way she texts me when she's running late without being asked, and into the way she sleeps better knowing I'm awake. She once told me the world feels quieter now, less sharp, less unpredictable. She said it like a gift. I took it like a vow. She's safer with me, not because the world is dangerous, but because I am consistent. And consistency applied patiently enough becomes devotion or captivity. The line between them is thin, but she sleeps peacefully on my side of it, and that's all that matters.